Good morning, good morning. Today is the day that I've been waiting for this trip. Today is Celeronda Day, which if you don't know what Celeronda is, it's 4 incredible, beautiful, iconic climbs in the Dolomites. I've got about 80k to get there and about 2,500 meters of climbing. The total day is, wow, it's my biggest day. It's 140k, about 4,000 meters elevation. And if you saw yesterday's video with the rain, it's still raining. I've got a 30k climb and I think it's like up there into more rain, more clouds. I'm not feeling the most enthusiastic to ride, if I'm honest. I've been putting it off. I've kind of waited and seen what the radar's doing, and it's going to rain for like another over an hour and a half. And there's more rain when I get to the actual Celeronda. That is beautiful though. It's just a shame I'm getting wet seeing it. I'd love to see that in beautiful sunshine. Got a little descent and then my first climb is like 30 kilometers again. Oh God, am I going into that cloud? This says the Dolomites World Heritage. Shame there's so many clouds, I can't really see it. The rain has actually stopped. Woohoo! Okay, one thing that has surprised me, and I think I mentioned this the other day, drivers aren't... I've had quite a few close passes this morning, which does surprise me, because, and obviously it's difficult to compare, but like in France and in Spain, very rarely get it, and I've had probably 3 in the space of 40 minutes that I've been riding. It's a little bit disappointing. I'm glad that I'm finally here and I'm doing it. I just, those big mountains. I don't even know, this is like a bar restaurant, and look what I got. I got a Coke. Clouds, just do one please. Just leave us alone so me and the rocks can just have our moment in the Dolomites together. People's kindness. I think when you're just cold and wet, I'm not particularly cold, but it's just go and go use the toilet. And then this morning when I left the place, obviously it was before breakfast, and then the guy gave me some baguettes and he was like, oh, do you want anything to take with you? Do you want a coffee? Or, I don't know, just people are just nice. Best bread that I've had here. I've tried not to talk about this so much because I don't want it to put anyone off coming, but the driving is like, it's so bad. I'm not saying that everyone is, you can't tar everyone and say that everyone is like this, but the driving here, and I've had probably 6 or 7 close passes this morning. I've been riding for a couple of hours. They are like, I had to just stop because one literally was just so close. And I'm used to riding in cities, and I felt it when I first stepped out of the hotel when I was in Venice. I felt like, oh, it seems different. And it's hard because you don't want to say that everyone in Italy is like a bad, because it's not. But I've had some of the worst experience that I've had on a bike with close passes while I've been here. The roads aren't particularly narrow. There's definitely like 2 lanes, but this morning I've had, 6, 7 that like that one just then like just made me start crying, because I was like, every time a car comes past, I'm kind of like wincing because I don't know how close they're going to be, and they feel really close. But that one then was like, I felt it like brush past me. It was, this is the worst experience I've had on a bike with close passes and drivers. And I hate to say it because this is a place that I've wanted to come for so long, and it's so pretty apart from the clouds, and I don't want it to deter any of you from coming, but you need to know, like, this is my experience. I don't want to get upset, like, this is the thing, like, it's meant to be lovely, but I just feel like just not felt safe. Like I said, I've never had that, and I've ridden it in like places like Bangkok, Thailand. Well, obviously Bangkok's in Thailand, Australia, where apparently like drivers are really bad, but I've not had anything like I've had here before. Oh, and like I say, I'm not saying that everyone is at all, but I've had the most close passes here than I've ever had on any ride or any country that I've ever ridden in. Oh, okay, let's go. Saw the pictures on Google. I was like, oh, that looks so good, I've got to go there. And then look. Right, so this is what I can see. I'll insert a picture of what it looks like. I think it's like 1800 meters. Got a little descent and then I've got 16k climb. Yeah, I don't know what that was before. I think, honestly, I think that's probably part of why I felt like I did yesterday, because the rain wasn't nice, but I think I'd had that, like the close passes since the first day, and just was like, oh, it's probably just because I'm on this stretch, probably because it's a busy road. Probably, I'm sort of off the road, by the way. Or yesterday I was like, oh, it's probably because it's raining, but I think the back of it, like, I'd had so many close passes and didn't mention anything. And that was at the back of mine, because I don't want to put you off coming, but I have to be honest, because this is not like it's not a tourism thing for the Dolomites. Like, I want to be honest with you, my experience of it. And I think that it's just built up over 3 days of how many close passes I've had. And that one, that when I stopped and I was upset, was like the worst of all of them. But like I say, I probably had 7 just this morning. I don't want to think about how many I've had over the last 3 days, but I don't want that to take over this video and put it off. But it's not the best. That's a nice view. The hood's back up. Chucked it down on the descent. The weather might not be so good. I might not have the best experience on this trip with the drivers, but there's one thing that will make me very, very, very happy. Little crisp sandwich. Oh, I'm so excited for that. Gonna set off now. Got about a 16k climb to do, and then I'll catch up with you then. And they're just like yellow and black mountains. Yeah, it does look nice. Hello. I'm in my this jacket, honestly, it's all wrapped around my head. I just look like I don't know, what Cluedo character. I'm at Paso Falzarigo. The views, woo, I'm so glad I've come all this way. I see nothing much of it. There's a pretty one there. 2,105 metres. Little shop. This is Paso Valparola. And you kind of see some of the mountain. Lots of hikers around. Right, let's descend. They are some pretty mountains. A little bit of sunshine, like, just makes it look a different place. And I'm feeling so happy. There's blue skies and there's big mountains. And look at that, there's actual square of blue sky. I'm still a little bit cold, but there's going to be a potential change of plan. I'll chat to you when I've stopped and decided what I'm definitely going to do. Okay, I'll speak to you in a little bit. So I don't really know how to, I guess, talk about this or end the video, because it's not like my usual, like, oh, that was an amazing day, I really enjoyed that, like, everyone come out and do this. And I also think I respect you all enough to know when I know that you know that I'm faking it and not necessarily being honest. And I tried really hard, I guess, over these 3 days to try and look at the bright side of things and try, because I always want to be positive. I don't want you to watch my videos and then go away being like, well, she's miserable. I want to encourage people to do fun things, and I want to do fun things. Today was, I don't know whether just to like put it up there, but I think it's probably one of the worst days on a bike I've ever had. Because not because I felt bad or because the roads were tough, but the way that the traffic made me feel, like, and the way that the closed passes, like, I had 15 closed passes, and what I mean by closed pass is like where it feels like it's brushing your arm. Like, I had 15 of those, and then I stopped counting, and it wasn't like, do you know, like sometimes when you ride and you have a closed pass and you're like, oh, and it makes you mad, and then you're like, oh, but I can just carry on the ride now. It didn't happen because I was expecting the next one. When's the next one gonna come past? And even though it wasn't like really busy, heavy traffic roads, I would say like every 10th car, approximately, I don't know, but approximately that, it was a closed pass, and you just didn't know really like when the next one was going to come. And it made me like wince every time like a car came past, and it just scared me. You never know like when they're really close. Like, I had maybe 3 of those when they were all close, like uncomfortably close, but there were maybe 3 or 4 that were brushing my arm. I'm not exaggerating. I've never been so scared for my safety on a bike as I was today. And again, like, I don't want to be like, oh, you know, poor me. I'm in the Dolomites, but there's a little bit of traffic. Like, I'm used to traffic. I'm used to riding on roads. I'm used to riding on mountains, like, by myself. It's not, and then in places and countries that I'm not necessarily familiar with. But today was just awful. Like, there's no other word. Like, I've cried like several times because it's happened, and I've had to pull over and be like I needed to have a minute. So I ended up cutting the ride short today. I was meant to do the Sella Ronda loop, which is the most, I guess, iconic, famous in the Dolomites. It's like 50 to 60k, I think it's about 1600 meters. And so I've decided to do it tomorrow, because tomorrow is the Sella Ronda, I don't know what they call it, Sella Ronda Day, where the loop is closed off to all cars. It happens twice a year. And I was like, okay, well, if it happens tomorrow, I'm feeling like this. And I've just managed to, my friend Rich has been able to reroute me to my accommodation after and not make it too long. So I was going to go up and around the top, but I'm going to do the loop and then just basically go straight across. So it's not going to be too big a day. I say it's not too big. It's about 4,000 meters, which is what today was going to be, about 150k. So it's still a big day. But just so I've got a large portion of that that's not on roads with cars. Again, like, I just want to make this clear. Like, I'm sure so many of you are going to be like, I've ridden in Italy and it's been fine. I'm not saying that all roads in Italy are like this. I'm just giving you my experience of the last 3 days of riding in Italy. I'm going to see how the next few days go, but I'm not going to be in any rush to come back, and that makes me, I don't want to get sad because it's such like a bratty thing to say, but it's just somewhere that I've dreamed about coming for so long, and it's just, not only has it not like met the expectations, I mean, the weather's not been great, let's be honest, but even taking that out, like, just the not feeling safe and feeling like I'm potentially going to be knocked off. I want to be out all the time, and like, I just don't want to here. I'm going out really early tomorrow morning. I'm setting my alarm at like 5:15 so I can get out. I'd rather ride in the dark, obviously with my lights on, just to hopefully get away from some of the drivers. I will see you all tomorrow, hopefully for a sunny, car-free, beautiful weather day, looking at some beautiful rocks and mountains. Okay, all right. Night night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.